and welcome to our show this month at the Fall River Career Center. My name is Joseph Vienner. I'm the director of the Career Centers of Bristol County, and we have a great group of people here today, both employers as well as our staff, to inform our community about the services that are happening this month at the Fall River Career Center. And we certainly want to thank the FRC TV for this great opportunity. We are part of the community. We are an integral part of trying to make changes to employment in our area. We reach out to business services on a continuous basis. We connect with job seekers all of the time. And our goal is to really make that connection with you today, certainly during this month, certainly during the coming months, to inform the public about what is available at the Fall River Career Center. We expect people to use our center, to be very, very comfortable using our services, to connect with our staff, to get to meet our employers, and certainly to become employable in our area and to become employed, and certainly make our entire community a much better place. So from myself as the director of the Career Center, I want to say thank you for this opportunity at FRC TV, and we want to introduce our guests today. And I'm going to start with Glenn Morois. Glenn, thank you for being here. Glenn is the president of GNR Ground, subcontractor for FedEx. And at this particular point in time in the season, he's very active in recruiting job seekers for prospective employment with his company. So at this point, Glenn, thank you for being here. Very nice.
Thank you for having me.
What can you tell us about FedEx during the month of November? And what can you say about your efforts in recruiting people at this time?
Yes, at this time we are looking for full-time help and part-time help and seasonal help. We're looking for drivers that have a decent driving record, and have at least 12 months driving experience in the last 3 years, valid driver's license, maybe even having a DOT health card. That's not a requirement, but something that we can work on. And we're always looking for drivers.
I know that you've used our center over the years, and what can people expect once they came into the center? How do they apply? What should they do in regards to this type of opportunity?
Well, they can come down to the Fall River Career Center, and they can put an application. They can probably even ask for Kim Frank. She's been a very good help to me and helped me with my business a lot. And you come down, fill out an application, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, once people are hired, what is their job like? What do they do?
Well, basically they go out and they deliver packages for FedEx Ground. We deliver freight and packages to businesses and residentials. And it's a lot of driving all day and delivering packages. And so a lot of responsibility that they have. You
have to want to drive. You have to be a good driver, clean, know where roads are, etc. And
well, yes, but we have a training process we go through. We train people individually, and everybody learns a little different. So there's different avenues and different ways we approach things and make sure we give everybody a fair opportunity and a good chance at learning the business, because drivers are very important. I feel drivers are what gets things from point A to point B around the country, and they're a very good asset to a business owner. And I think it's a good opportunity for the Fall River Career Center to bring drivers in and help me out with businesses like mine.
Sure, we appreciate that, of course, and we know that it's a seasonal opportunity, but it doesn't mean that their experience can't be used in other opportunities, whether it be, are there any opportunities within that particular company going forward, or are there any other things that people could do within that company?
Yes, they're always looking for package handlers, they're always looking for helpers to drive along, and they're always looking for people to fill in. There's always opportunity. To answer your question, yes, there's always opportunity.
Now the training, some of the training is done at the Career Center as well, right? You have group meetings at the Career Center?
Correct.
And I just want to talk a little bit about that aspect of it. We work with the employer at the Career Center to make everything available to them to facilitate the process of making sure people are hired and trained and productive. So for anybody out there that's an employer as well, that's also good to know. And I know Kim is going to talk a little bit later on about our business services. But that's a very important part because we serve both people. We serve the employer that's looking to hire someone and all of their needs from their HR perspective, and we also look at the job seeker and try to match with the appropriate company. So for the folks at home that you may want to say something in terms of who they know, if there's anyone that they know to come to the center.
Yes, if they have any friends or family that that are looking for a driving position, please come down, fill an application. We urge you. We definitely interested in hiring new people, and please don't hesitate.
Very good. Thank you, Glenn. That's certainly very informative.
Thank you.
I'd like to introduce at this point in time Melissa DeMartin. She is the staffing manager for on-process technology and for the company called Partnership Employment. And Melissa, I thank you very much for coming here today, certainly for using our Career Center to find employees. And maybe you could talk a little bit about how you as a company use our Career Center, and most certainly what you're looking to do to hire people at this particular point in time.
Well, right now we have multiple openings, mostly on second shift. It is a customer service entry-level position, and what we hire is call center representatives, and you're calling customers of major clients and reminding them to return their equipment. So you do not need to have call center experience to work in this position, but you do need to have a year of customer service experience. Also, you need to have good computer skills coming in the door. It is very technologically advanced with the systems that we use. They provide all the training once you are in there. It is a temp to permanent position, so it is definitely a long-term opportunity if someone wants it to be. We use the Career Center weekly, so I am there every week doing an open house from 10 to 1 on Thursdays, and I will interview applicants as they walk in. What they need to have is a GED or a high school diploma, and they also need to have a clean background to be considered for employment. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. Sounds like a lot, actually. I mean, that's very good. But hopefully this is some good information for the folks at home that either are looking for work in this type of industry or certainly know someone, whether they're family or friends, to connect with Melissa DeMartin. Very important. We here at the Career Center, people applying for jobs all the time, and they do so online. They send out resumes, email, faxes, phone calls, and they very seldom get a chance to connect with the employers. This is one of the things that we at the Career Center have strived to do, which is to have employers present at the Career Center so they can actually talk to a human being about your opportunities. So we have a variety of companies that we deal with, and I think that that's one thing that we'd like to get the message out to the community, that you can connect with employers at the Career Center on a regular basis. And examples are here, certainly. But Melissa, what are some of the important traits that you're looking for someone to come in? You know, you talked about the computer skills, you talked about being able to have a clean record and things of that nature, but what can you talk about some of the soft skills that people might need to have? I mean, is it important that they show up every day? Is it important that they be on time? Is it important that they know how to deal with, can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, it is a call center, so you do have to have a certain level of customer service skills to be able to handle the customers on the other side of the telephone, just like any other customer service job. But you also need to commit to the schedule. So when you get a schedule, that is your set schedule. So you just have to be able to come in on time. It is a steady paycheck every week, and it is definitely a great opportunity to get that call center experience in the, and it's local. So we're right here in Fall River.
Very good point. Very good point.
We are on a bus route for people who don't have transportation.
Even better.
So that is something that is an appeal to a lot of people that I have hired, that they take the bus to work, and that's great because not everybody has a car, and we want to give everybody an opportunity to work.
Great. Language is important in your. I mean, on-process technologies call center, is it worldwide? Is it just,
yes.
Are there any languages? If anyone has language skills, would that be of help at all?
Well, in our Ashland location, they do 30, they're multinational, so 30 languages around the world. So we have off-site, offshore locations also. But here in Fall River, we focus mainly on English, and we do have Spanish bilingual reps.
Very good.
So if you are Spanish, definitely I urge you to apply. We always have definitely a need for those reps too.
Very good. Thank you very much, Melissa, for using our center. Appreciate you being here today. And again, time and again, we want to make sure people know. We hope that you act on these things. Excuse me, our hope here is that we give you factual information with which you can act on. Whether it's for yourself, for your family, for someone you know, urge them to come down to the center. And again, this is a sample of the employers that we deal with on a regular basis. David Souza, I'd like to introduce one of our staff members at the Career Center. Dave is a job specialist in our Career Center, deals with employers on a regular basis, and specifically has been dealing with Stop and Shop for a great number of years. Stop and Shop Warehouse has been using us to try to fill their needs. And I would like to, at this point, introduce David Souza. And David, could you bring us up to date on what Stop and Shop is looking to do this month at the Career Center?
Sure. Stop and Shop is coming into the Career Center using our facility. We have their online application set up on our computers where they can come in, do an application. But prior to doing the application, we have a video that we show the individuals to see what the job entails. There's a staff. I couldn't do this without the staff that works with me. We have a lot of people coming in. It's a warehouse selector position. Positions are part-time, flexible schedules, 10 to 21 hours a week. It is heavy lifting. You could work in a freezer, it's 28 to 32 degrees. You're selecting bulk items that are going to go to one of Stop and Shop stores. So again, it is heavy lifting. It is part-time, pays $11 an hour. Part-time people will join the union, become Teamsters, and as full-time jobs arise, they'll be offered to the part-time help first in that. Basically, you do not need a high school diploma to work at Stop and Shop, but you must understand English because you wear a headphone set and speakers. The commands are in English. They direct you to aisle locations where you select bulk items, bill the orders, shrink wrap the skid, and load it on the truck. That is your job. Applications are available. The video's there. Anyone that comes in, we suggest come down anytime. We're open from 8:30 to 5 o'clock. Basically, it takes 30 to 40 minutes to do an application. In the application process, you have to select the job warehouse selector. It's a part-time job. They want to know all your schooling history. They want to know about previous employers, and they want 3 references that can't be family members. Everything else is basic questions, but your schooling, employment, and references are very important to your application. So I suggest anybody out there looking for a part-time job, or whether you want to fill in extra hours or you're looking for part-time work, come down to the Career Center. And if you know anybody, tell them about it too. You have to be 18 years old to work there. And again, it's physical, challenging, demanding work, and they are hiring. These aren't 1 or 2 positions. There's quite a few openings with Stop and Shop. So please come down to the Career Center.
David, you said something about the, this challenging job in terms of physical. I know that there's a test that they give, right? So what's that like? Do people have to lift weights? What do they have to do to get on this?
That's a good question, Joe. Basically, Stop and Shop conducts 4 forms of testing. First, there is drug testing, then there is a complete physical, and then there is a strength test. In that strength test, you're required to lift boxes, simulating from a floor to a conveyor. They have a team watching you. If they feel that you're lifting unsafe, they will stop you, but that is part of the process in that. They also do a background check. But again, it is heavy lifting, and they do conduct that test, Joe.
Yeah, and I can imagine, I mean, safety is very important, very costly, and you need to make sure you do it right. So I always get information, feedback from people that apply, and they said, oh, that test was tough because you have to do it right. It's not how strong you are. It's more how do you technically lift the packages so that you can not hurt yourself and certainly not hurt anyone else. So on the computer side of things, I know that there's a computer process that people have to go through.
Right.
An application. Can you talk a little bit about that and what that entails?
The application is, again, an online application is at the Career Center. We have computers set up. They come in, they go on the computer, they do their application. I have access through Stop and Shop's website to view their application and print it. We print it out, we pre-screen them, talk to them about the job to make sure that they know it's part-time. all the details of the job, and right then and there, we schedule them for an interview. Stop and Shop is coming into our facility every Tuesday and Wednesday. She's interviewing on the half hour, and she's there from 8:30 until we fill the slots. And again, it's a good job, Teamsters Union, good pay, and it will lead to full-time if you are interested in full-time work.
Very, very good. Very important employer in our community. Certainly a great opportunity for folks to avail themselves of. And we urge you to make sure you act on these openings during this month of November. Come down to the center and be persistent. In this particular job market, I think we all know it's a very competitive job market. It's what you do yourself. It's all of the things that you do together. Isn't going to be one thing that's going to make you employed, but it is going to be the combination of things that you do, including networking, including finding out about these types of jobs, acting on it. And you know, if you apply for one of these jobs, and maybe that isn't the one you end up getting, but there is some other opportunity at the Career Center that you'll find out about that you can then apply for as well. And I have to say this because that happened this week. We were trying to help someone find an employment opportunity, and there was another employer right there which they connected with, and they got an interview that particular day, and looks pretty good for them to get hired. So actionable things to make people more employable in our area is what we're striving to do. David, thank you very much. I do want to bring now Kim Frank, who is our Business Services Coordinator at the Career Center. And Kim's responsibility is to reach out to the employer community to make sure that we have everything we can for them. So Kim, what can you tell us about your efforts this month in November at reaching out to our employers and what's going on with your team?
Well, I can honestly tell you that we've been very busy. The tables have turned a little bit where we're having more and more employers actually reach out to us because we've been able to employ so many more job seekers that have been coming through the doors at the Career Center, which is a very good sign. I'm on the road daily, meeting with different companies, whether it's by cold call or by appointment, you know, introducing services that so many employers are not aware that we offer. And our services at the Career Center are 100% free to all employers. So if you are an employer watching the show and you're definitely interested in finding out more about the Career Centers, I urge you to contact me down at the Career Center.
Let me just get that straight.
Sure.
Let me make sure, because we want to make sure we clear it. So this is absolutely no cost to employers.
No cost to employers at all.
We want to make sure people know that. Especially
Absolutely.
the employers sitting at home watching this. If you have a job order, and if you want to place a job order with our team, and if you want to get some great qualified candidates, if you want to get our staff working for you, did you say at no cost?
At no cost, 100% free.
Can we say that again? At no cost
at
to the
no
employers.
Cost.
Certainly no cost to the job seekers, right? So you folks know we don't charge you for your services, right? So we know that, right? So I think that's a great value for everyone. So business need to know that, and that's why I want to make sure we make a good point of it. So Kim,
we look at ourselves as an extension of your HR team, basically at zero cost. Again, zero cost to all employers. Whether it's with recruitments, industry briefings, pre-screenings. As a matter of fact, Joe, I happen to have 7 ways right in front of me that we can help employers.
7?
7.
Okay, why don't
7
you,
ways.
Could you please give us some examples?
We offer free recruitments, pre-qualifying applicants, utilization of our large network of available candidates, marketing our company or your company organization, retention, posting jobs on JobQuest, as well as information on training grants and tax credits. So we do offer a wide variety of services. Again, you know, nothing is too large or too small, whether you're a mom and pop local store that needs a little bit of assistance finding the right candidates to fill positions, or you're a large company. We've helped several different companies, such as Rhode Island Novelty, who was a little hesitant about coming in to work with us at first. But after much effort and contacting the right people and having them come down after a nice invitation down to the Career Center and walking through, changed their mind very quickly about working with us. Just seeing the amount of you know, staff members that are there to assist them, and they're wonderful. David, that includes you.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
But we are able to help in so many different ways, and we have, since last November, employed every person working over at Rhode Island Novelty here in Fall River.
Well, that's a fantastic thing.
Absolutely.
We take great pride in that. Could you talk a little bit about something that I'm very interested in, simply because it connects employers and job seekers together. I'm a strong believer in that. the industry briefings that we have. Can you talk a little bit about the types of industry briefings that we've had and how it works?
Absolutely. So if you are an employer that is interested in possibly coming in to meet with the general public, job seekers, because again, it is so important to pair up the right job seekers with the right employer, whether it's even for the position they're applying for originally or not, because you may have skills that better fit a different position that the company is offering them. Simply contact one of our staff members or myself down at the Career Center, and we'd like to schedule you to come in to meet with job seekers maybe in that field. So let's take the healthcare industry, for instance. We've had Nexus Staffing come in because they were looking for CNAs, they were looking for home health aides. They have come into the Career Center and they met with the job seekers, and they were able to talk about what makes them hire certain candidates for positions, what this company may be like, whether or not you get sick leave, whether or not you have benefits. It just gives you an overall view of exactly what the employer is looking for.
Yes, and I think the model is very good in the sense that what it does is allow the company to talk about their industry in general, something very comfortable for the company to do. It allows the company to talk about their company specifically, what they're looking for, what their hiring practices are, and what they're looking for in employees. We connect that industry briefing with people that are interested in that industry. So our job seekers that are meeting and working with our staff on a regular basis, we have those folks come in and be prepared to ask great questions, be prepared to make a good first impression, bring a resume, come dressed appropriately, and make that connection one-on-one with that employer. So those industry briefings, if you're looking for events at the Career Center, which I'll talk about a little bit later on, look for industry briefings, because that is one of the best ways to apply for a job without really applying for a job and to get around all of the technology that's in place today, all of the various facts that people have to go through. So we want to certainly encourage the use of industry briefings. Also, one other aspect of it that you could talk a little bit about would be the Job Club and what we do at the Job Club.
Absolutely. We offer 3 different classes, workshops. First and foremost is our Job Club, who has been led by Marilyn Offer for years, and it's been very successful. I believe the success rate is 86% or higher, where a group of people for 2 weeks meet with Marilyn and they go over, soup to nuts about how to get a job, how to attain the job you're looking for. You're able to network with a group of people that are basically in the same boat, who may know someone, who knows someone, and yada, yada, yada. We review resumes. We review interviewing techniques. But Marilyn has a fabulous way of reaching out to the job seekers and being able to assist them in any possible way to better themselves, to teach them better skills, or, marketing themselves. It's all about selling yourselves to the employer.
And on the employer side, we do ask the employers to come in and
Absolutely.
be part of that.
Absolutely.
And address
we welcome them.
The Job Club. So an employer, we would come in and speak to a group of people who are at the Career Center for 2 weeks, every day from 9 to 12, learning all of the aspects of looking for work and trying to connect positively with employers and trying to make themselves more marketable. So it's a captive audience. It's an audience that's very interested in becoming employed, and they need to hear the perspectives of the employers and what they're looking for. So that's another method that we use to connect employers with job seekers. Could you just go over the one about no cost for the employers?
Once again, all of our services at the Career Center are 100% free of charge. Great. So I urge all of you to take advantage of this, because we've been very, very successful, with reaching out to the local community or regional community.
And I want to, if folks have seen, we have a number of employers here. So if you're trying to connect with a job, it's maybe not one company or another, but eventually we'll connect you with the right company for employment. The same thing with the employers. We're looking to make sure that you can connect with the right job seekers. I want to just basically provide some additional information that I think is important here at the Career Center during the month of November. On the job seeker side, I want to talk a little bit about our National Emergency Grant. You might have seen that in the news. Several companies are affected, and vocational skills training is available for people that are affected from those companies. And anyone that is interested in training, regardless of what company they work for, or regardless of their status, if they're interested in vocational training, they should come down to the Career Center and find out about their opportunities. During the month of November, we will have money for training as adults, dislocated workers, Veterans, certainly I want to talk about veterans. We provide priority of service to veterans, not just because it is the law, but also because we firmly believe in our community. We should reach out and do everything we can for our veteran community, for all of the services that they've provided us. So we reciprocate that, and we want to make sure that people know that if you have a veteran in your family that's looking for employment opportunities, please direct them to our Career Center. But to talk about the National Emergency Grant, I did want to say that the best way to do it is to come down to the Career Center anytime between 8:30 and 5 and ask about training. The important thing is that the money isn't always available. Unfortunately, during the circumstances that we have, depends when the money is available. In November it is, and it should be also in December, so please avail yourself of that. I want to talk about a National Emergency Grant being approved over $1 million to assist laid-off workers from 16 manufacturing companies. And we worked very hard collectively with Mayor Flanagan's office and as directive to make sure that we included as many companies as possible that have affected people for this purpose. So that's on the National Emergency Grant. I also want to talk about a program that we have, a fast-track program for CNC machinist training. So if anyone is interested in getting CNC machinist training, the best thing to do is to come down to the Career Center and certainly ask for how to do that. If you have any experience in that type of work and you want to make sure you're employed in that work, this is the program you need. The reason is that employers helped put this program together. We started with the end product, asked them what they needed. We've worked collectively with the educational community, with Diamond, with BCC, with the different institutions for providing this type of training for adults. And it is specifically for this purpose that we want to make sure you know, if you have anyone that is interested in CNC machinists, please have them come down to the Career Center. We have a variety of workshops every week at the Career Center, including interviewing, networking, resume writing, and we have, in the month of November, certainly a vets group job search. So any veteran that would like to do a job search with our veterans representative, because we have a staff person specifically to serve veterans, they can do so. They meet on a regular basis every week, and it's great for finding employment opportunities. The other thing that I wanted to talk a little bit about is our hot jobs list. This is a picture of our hot jobs list, okay? So, you know, it's about, see, this one's 19 pages, double-sided. It has literally hundreds of jobs in our area that are posted. And you can pick up this list at the Career Center every Monday. We print this out every Monday. You can also request this list by email. So you can send me an email, or you can ask at the Career Center to receive this by email. All you do is provide us that information, and we have now a distribution list of well over 800 people that received this this hot jobs list. And it connects with a website that tells you exactly how to apply. Some of it you have to interact with our staff. Some of it you can do it on your own. It is all based on information that's actionable for you to do so. So please make sure that you provide us with your request, and we'd be more than happy to oblige. I do want to say that, Kim, you had 7 reasons for...
I have 7 reasons.
7 reasons for employers. I have the top 10 reasons to use the Career Center, so just a few more. So let me tell you what they are. 10, free internet access to job search. So you can actually access the internet, do job search. We have computers there for you. Access to printers, copiers, fax machines. That's number 9. Workshops to increase your marketability. Action. You're doing something positive about your motivational and your way of being prepared for your employment. We have introduction to computer classes, because everybody needs to know how to use computers these days, right? So that's number 7. Skills training. Very important. You want to get to that next level up, you need some skills. We have money this month, so please come in and avail yourself of that. Networking. Who do you know that knows somebody that can help you get that job? Very important. Even an opportunity for an interview, right? So that's number 5. Number 4, on-site employer recruitments. There you go. As your evidence for you, we see that we have that available to you. On-site employer interviews, industry briefings, and certainly the number 1 thing, exclusive job postings. Not every job posting is available anywhere else. So thank you very much for today, giving us this opportunity. we hope that you come down to our Career Center and use our services. And thank you to everyone here today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.